Charter Local Edition with your host, Dana Cowley.
Welcome to Charter Local Edition from the Capitol Building in beautiful Helena. Today my guest is Representative Austin Knudsen. He's the Speaker of the House from District 34. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Now,
Appreciate it.
For those of us who aren't familiar with you or your district, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Austin Knudsen. I'm the Speaker of the House. I represent House District 34, which is the extreme northeast corner of Montana.
All right.
I represent all of Sheridan County, all of Daniels County, most of Roosevelt County, and a pretty good portion of Valley County.
And what's your history with the state? Are you born and raised and educated here?
I am, yeah. I'm a native of the Culbertson and Bainville area, a family farm and ranch kid. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And then University of Montana Law School, and before that to Montana State University. So Montana through and through.
All the way. Then describe the demographics of your constituents, please.
Sure.
Your people you represent.
Yeah, very rural. I've got a handful of populous areas. I've got the town of Plentywood, Scobie, Culbertson, Bainville, a little bit of the town of Glasgow, but mostly rural. A lot of geography, a lot of real estate, a lot of farm ground, a lot of ranch ground.
So when you're serving your constituents, what's the number one thing you want to do for them in this specific session?
We want to balance the budget. I think it's important that not just my constituents, but as Speaker of the House, all the constituents in Montana understand where we are with the budget in Montana. I think there were a lot of promises made during the gubernatorial election, during the campaign cycle, and I think it's important that people know where we really are in the state with the budget, and that we're going to have to work hard to balance that budget this session.
And as Speaker of the House, define for us exactly what your job duties are and how that blends into accomplishing that goal of getting that budget balanced.
Sure. Well, as Speaker of the House, I'm kind of the boss. I'm a glorified.
Good to be boss.
Sometimes. I'd say I'm a glorified administrator. Really, what my job is to maintain decorum on the House floor. That's the biggest thing. I schedule all the bills for the House floor. I run the floor sessions. I make sure the House does its business efficiently, professionally, civilly. I'm also in charge of, I appoint all the committees in the House. I schedule all the bills for the House floor. I schedule all the bills to their committees. So it's kind of a big job. I'm in charge of a lot of, it's kind of like herding cats some days.
But and this year with the financial challenges that are a little greater than what you've seen in recent years, that job might be a little more important then. Yeah,
this is certainly, so this is my fourth session. I'm termed out after this. This is certainly a different sessional situation than we've had before. My first three sessions, we had huge budget surpluses. When the legislature left town in 2011, we had over $500 million in the bank. When we left town in 2013, it was over $350 million. Last session in 2015, when we left town, there was over $300 million in the bank. This session, that budget surplus is gone.
Your pads run thin.
Our pad is run very thin, and we're scrambling to balance the state budget. As most of the listeners I think know, we have a constitutional obligation. We have to pass a balanced budget in Montana.
Oh yes.
We can't deficit spend. We're not allowed to spend more money than the state takes in.
And the voters expect that.
They absolutely expect that, and we expect that from ourselves, and we're going to do that. But it's definitely more challenging this session than what I've seen in the previous three, with no cushion really there to work with. We're really having to dig in the couch cushions for loose change here.
I wish you the very best with that. That is a tall order. And let's talk about coal and some of your other natural resources. Montana is so rich with these opportunities.
Yeah, well, we're the treasure state. That was our name historically, and I think it's still a great name for us. We're blessed with lots of coal, lots of oil, lots of timber, lots of minerals. Unfortunately, we've got a situation where, for decades, literally decades, coal has been a huge part of our state budget. I'm not sure people understand that, but coal brings in a huge amount of tax revenue to the state of Montana, to this building in Helena, for us to administer state government at all levels. And the fact is, we've had a war on coal for the last 8 years, and it has really, really almost decimated our coal industry in the state of Montana. And I think it's really contributed to a lot of our budget woes this session. So we're really looking this session to take a hard look at, Colstrip. Colstrip 1 and 2, that electricity generating facility down in Colstrip. It's very important to the state as an infrastructure resource. But look, it's also important to the people of Colstrip. That's a very important town. It's an important job source. And if those jobs go away, I mean, we've got a real problem in Colstrip where people are going to be out of work.
Well, and not just there, like you say, these are big dollars that go into things like schools and
Absolutely.
public services and infrastructure
Absolutely.
and budgets. So
Yeah.
those, and it's when you're working with energy, whether it be nuclear, coal, hydroelectricity, those are usually better wage family jobs.
Absolutely.
These are usually
Yeah.
not minimum wage jobs,
Yeah.
and so that is another impact.
It is, and what we've seen from the University of Montana Bureau of Economic Research, they've shown that, I mean, it's true that Montana's unemployment rate has stayed pretty low, but the problem we've got is that we've shed lots of those high-paying natural resources jobs that you were just talking about, and we've replaced them with a lot lower wage retail jobs, service industry jobs. So, I mean, when we say we've got a low unemployment rate in Montana, yes, that's true, but they're not the really good high-paying wage jobs that we want to see in the state of Montana.
Well, and that's tough to maintain and retain your young people.
It is.
And it doesn't do much for your tax base. So, you
Yeah.
know, really finding that livable wage job is really such a rub.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You
we
bet.
really appreciate your time. And as speaker, I wish you the very best with this.
Thank you
this
very
year,
much.
and
Appreciate it.
we appreciate you watching. This is Austin Knudsen, the Speaker of the House. I'm Dana Cowley, and this is Charter Local Edition.
Charter Local Edition has been an exclusive presentation of Charter Communications. View all episodes at localeditiononline.com.